So I don't have any slides either. Some of you know me already. Some of my mentees are in the room. Very nice to see you. My name's Stuart Hillston. I am a mentor, coach and counsellor to startups and entrepreneurs. And quite simply, I turn startups into scale-ups. Been doing it for about 10 years, just under 10 years. My background is entrepreneurial. So I started life as a software developer back in the days when we called it computer programmer. I remember my father saying to me, there's no point in going into that, son, because the world doesn't have enough computers to keep you busy, you're wasting your time. When we grew our first company to 30 million turnover in 7 years, he asked me for a job. I said, it's too late to learn programming, Dad. Sorry. He was then financial controller for Xerox, so for me, that was it. I'd made it. My dad wanted a job working with me. That was in the 80s. We were the best British software company of the 80s. We won the Queen's Award for Export twice. And I actually moved to America and built the American operation from scratch. We only had 2 competitors in the world. They were both American businesses. And frankly, we kicked their asses. And it was a lot of fun to do so. We won 8 straight federal bids with the federal government in Washington, D.C. The American incumbents didn't get a look in. Life was rosy. I moved to Japan, built the Japanese business, and in '94 we sold the company. And here's life's first lesson. We should have sold it in '91, not in '94. We'd sold it in '91, we'd have made a lot more money. By the time '94 came around, the world was changing. There was a little company called Microsoft, based in Seattle, that suddenly stopped being a little company and started becoming a big company. And they did basically what we did, only better. And we suddenly found ourselves with a lot of awkward questions to answer with our customers, such as, why can't I use a mouse with your software? The fact is, we sold the business to a company that milks the long-term maintenance and support contracts. And a sharp lesson for us. We thought they were going to buy it and build it. They didn't. They laid off all the staff. And believe it or not, that was '94 we sold the company. They still employ 1 person in the UK providing support to local district councils who are still using our software, even though I can tell you now it is probably historic and worthy of a museum. So that was '94. I started a web development company in '95. Some of you looking around these faces here don't remember '95 very well. You can tell, greybeard, you can tell I remember it very well. And we developed a company that built websites for local authorities. Just one problem, no local authority wanted a website. And in fact, a lot of people didn't even know what a URL was. You know, they'd look at it and go, what's that? Looks like a piece of code. So with Computing Magazine, we created something called the Local Government Web Awards. And we ran the awards in the first year, which was 1995. Only 30 local authorities entered. There were about 50 local authority websites. The winner was the Western Isles, and they won because they had a dual language website, which was very unusual in 1995. And after the awards were announced and the prizes were given out, computing did a big splash on it, our phone just kept ringing from local authorities who said, how do we win next year? And we said, well, you need a website. And they said, where can we go for a website? I said, well, we can help you there. And to tell you how long ago this was, the head of tourism at Arran District Council, which is the smallest council in the whole of the UK, phoned me up and said, can I have a Java, please? And I said, a Java what? He said, what do you mean a Java what? I want a Java on my website. And I said, oh, well, what's your budget? He said, £2,000. And I said, well, I think for £2,000 we can give you a Java. I said, is there an example of a Java that you really like? And he said, yes, have a look at the Brighton website. They've got a Java on their website. So I went and had a look, and it was a Java image. For those of you who remember Java images, you can move your mouse over them, and so they did ripples on water and all that sort of stuff. So we paid the £30 license fee for one of those and sold it for £2,000 to Arran District Council. I sold that business to my partners in 1997. And I joined a NASDAQ company, which was a $1 billion market cap company. A year later, I became VP of Corporate Strategy and started commuting to Chicago from London. Every Tuesday morning, I got on a plane, British Airways plane, flew to Chicago, had management meetings all day Wednesday, flew back overnight and went into my office in the UK on Thursday morning. And I did that for a year. In that time, we acquired 11 companies and we grew the market cap from $1 billion to $4 billion. And I can tell you now, that was a blast. That was a scale-up. Growing a company that quickly by acquiring so many companies is quite a challenge, huge challenge, but it was brilliant. I left at the end of '99 because they wanted me to move to the States. I didn't want to go, and so they made me redundant. And I decided to get out of IT. I did charity work for a year, during the course of which I met an Iranian billionaire at a charity dinner. He offered me a job, and I started 2 days later running a family office, investing somewhere between 40 and 50 million pounds a year into technology companies. I did that for 4 years. Ran an AIM-listed investment business, CEO of an AIM business for a year, ran a fund in the city for 2 years, and in 2008, which some of you may remember was quite a tricky year, I got out of investment and became an advisor to startups and scale-ups. We didn't call them scale-ups then. Sherry Kutu named them scale-ups in her report in 2015. And startups are my passion. Helping people is my passion. I've mentored in 15 different accelerators in London. The very first one I mentored in was Accelerator Academy. There's someone here today from the Accelerator Academy. Where are you? Man from it. Oh, there he is at the back looking at his phone. Yeah, you see the guy with the grey suit on at the back looking at his phone? Everyone stare at him and wave at him? Yeah, him. So that was the very first one. I've done 15 in London. I have worked in Edinburgh, Manchester and Oxford. Mass Challenge sent me down to Australia to do pitch training for all their entrepreneurs in Australia in November. That's another thing I do is pitch training. Basically, what I do is help people grow their businesses into scale-ups. I do that by working on their strategy, on their investment, and on their sales. And if you get all those three things right, you're on a good track. There are other things that are important, but that's what I happen to do. The final thing I'll say is golden rule in a room full of entrepreneurs and wannabe startup scale-ups, never admit to being an investor. So well done to the one guy who did. I'm assuming it was you, actually. Because you'll be very, very popular at the end. But I have invested in companies, as you might imagine. I don't invest very often now. It's the most frequent question I get on LinkedIn, about 5 times a day. Here's my business plan. It's 178 pages long. Please will you read it and tell me tomorrow whether you want to invest or not. I don't need to read it and tell them. I can tell them straight away the answer's no. So that's what I do. That's who I am. I'm happy to talk to any of you at any stage during the course of the evening, but I'm looking forward to the panel.
Great.